Ding. And we are live.
Of course we are, because I'm not ready.
All right. So let's make sure this is running.
There we go.
We are even recording. I mean, wow. This is 2 weeks in a row. This could be a trend. Temperature in hell, yes. Thank you, Captain Biggins. All right, we are streaming. We are streaming. Awesome. There we go. So that's set up. Yes. I actually lived about 10 miles from Hell, Michigan.
Did you?
Yes, I did. And, of course, it's very popular.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Especially in the winter, because when we actually do get the ice storms and the stuff,
hell's frozen
hell froze over.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, actually, very, very popular place for bikers.
Sure.
It's a family place.
Yeah.
Too, because there's well, there used to be in the old days. There used to be like one almost stops light.
Yeah.
In a bar, and that was it.
All right.
Now the bar has transformed into a family restaurant, larger food thing with a lot of cool health stuff around it.
Yeah. Family
pictures and stuff. And
okay.
And but the bikers love
Hell, Michigan.
Hell, Michigan. They have they drive out there
to say they've been to hell.
Just to be to hell. So it's pretty cool.
Well, there you go.
But yeah.
I don't think I would exactly go just to say that.
But, it's fun. Yeah, used to go there a lot. All right, let me see. Yeah,
and yes, I have my what he calls grandma sweater on tonight.
Yes. I'm going to have to move that.
Because I am cold.
Yeah, it's cold and the wind is really whipping here in Michigan.
No.
What is that? It is freezing in Hell, Michigan. What's that?
This over here.
What's that? Just answer no.
There is no no.
Move it over to the left. Do not click OK.
I can't move it to the left.
Well, you have to pick it up and move it, which is a two-hand function with you, because you don't like Mises.
It won't let me.
Then just click the screen behind it.
It's not going away. It's a McAfee thing.
Yeah, and it should just be hey, by the way, welcome folks to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We're just getting care of.
It just went away.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Happiness and joy.
Solve the problem.
That happens all the time. When I used it yesterday, things would be popping all over. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? No, leave me alone. She's got a new HP laptop that we did to replace the other one that decided to die. And I need to change camera 2 just a little bit, unless you want to.
Are you asking me to?
It's probably easier for you to scoot over.
Then you can just say, will you change camera 2?
Could you move camera 2 towards me a little bit more? Would be great, because we're a little off center, and my my CDO is bothering me.
You are not that OCD.
No, I am not.
That has to be alphabetized.
No, I am not that bad.
One moment, you'll get to see how sexy I am and all my stuff.
Oh, she's sexy for her sweater. She's sexy for her sweater.
Now move it which way?
The handle towards you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Lots. More. Right about there. Thank you. That was actually quite helpful. Give it a hand for wife Amy. Yay. So yeah, anyway, sorry folks, we were just taking care of technical stuff. And if you're new to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show, basically we're doing exactly what we do. We go through and set up all the camera angles and make sure the sound's working and all that fun stuff. I'm sorry?
Nothing, go ahead.
So yeah, we do that and just start figuring out, making sure everything's working the way it's supposed to, and that way we're set when we actually start the actual show itself, which would be at 8:30. But the pre-show, we get to talk a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. that goes on with us. And some weeks we've got a lot, some weeks we don't. This week we've got a lot. We did a ton of stuff last weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty outside.
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was in the 70s. The sun was out. We had a great time. And
next week will be one of those not so much weeks.
No, it started right now as we speak. The wind is howling out there, and it's probably about actually it's 41 degrees out there, not including the wind chill and all the rest of it.
It's supposed to be in the 20s this weekend for the high.
It's going to be cold in North Kakalaki. Not like last week where you couldn't find parking spots in a park to save your life.
They looked up the temperature in Michigan.
Okay.
In Hill, Michigan.
And it's freezing.
It's 7.
Yes. Yes, it is. They're supposed to get more snow.
Yeah.
So it's like they just had another record snowfall.
A friend of mine who lives in Michigan, his family is still there, but
yeah, all my
all your family is, yeah. For a friend who lives in Saginaw.
Right.
And she talks all the time about all the snow. She's like, "We're getting more snow today." I'm like, "Dude, you're the one who stays in Michigan."
That's right. Come down here where it's warm.
It's not like they don't rent U-Hauls in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's like, "Max wouldn't like it anywhere else." Oh, whatever. Your newfie would adapt anywhere.
Yes. We'll take it to the beach.
Yeah. Max was apparently aggravating what she calls the littles today.
Oh, the other dogs.
Yeah, she has a Chihuahua mix and like a Yorkie something.
Can you imagine a Chihuahua next to a Newfie?
It was hilarious. He was blocking the doorway so they couldn't get there.
Like jumpy doggies.
I was like, they just kept pacing back and forth. I was like, I love him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, it's going to be a cold weekend. So I actually thrilled.
Weekends, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I actually thrilled wife Amy because I said that since it's going to be so cold out this weekend, I might actually clean the studio.
I was like,
because
Yay!
you see the prim and proper backdrop.
Yeah, you see the clean part.
You see the clean back wall. You don't see the other 3/4 of the room.
I should turn the camera
storage. Around. It's bad. There's old lights. There's a fan that doesn't work anymore. There's boxes and stuff all over the place.
We may make a trip to the dump.
Yes.
Or at least storage.
Something. So yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff, and I figured because we always struggle because we've got the 2 captain's chairs, even though hers is still broken. Hers doesn't do what mine did
hand-me-down.
when I used it. Yeah, she's got the hand-me-down, and
I've got the one that if I move any second, I could go.
Which helps because she used to do a lot of this before, and she doesn't do that no more because if she does, she sinks 4 inches or more.
Yeah, well, that doesn't bother me so much anymore.
But anyways, I'm going to clean the studio, and I'm going to move the command table, which has all this stuff on here.
Oh, whatever command table. It's a big table.
It's a dinner table.
Yeah, it's a big table.
Anyways, we're going to move it more towards the wall that the lights are coming from.
Yeah, we'll move the lights back
to
where they were.
Right. And then that way, hopefully, that'll help with some of the problems with the lights in the background that drives me nuts.
So that'll be Valentine's Day. We'll do that.
Yeah, we live it up, don't we?
Don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
married.
Yeah. Well, that don't mean anything.
Anyways.
We should.
What's that?
He says, once you clean it, you should do a video tour of the studio.
Yes. Yeah. And we're trying to take out the wall.
We should not do a video tour right now.
No. We should take out the wall back here and put in a studio audience.
That would be funny.
Unfortunately, that's where the kitchen stove is, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's how you go.
And we kind of like
eating
with the house, so
yeah, we're renting.
Yeah.
We'll wait till we find another house so we can actually build a studio audience. That would be awesome. Get an upper room.
Yeah, have like a bonus room.
Have a bonus room with a studio and have a because we can do green screen. We can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. That would be awkward. Okay.
And then we can have our massive audience show up. All 3 of them or 2 of them or whoever's in the neighborhood at the time.
Right.
Come and visit. Ask for tickets. We'll send. Not airplane. We'll just have tickets so you can get in the front door. I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Who's going to check for tickets? Emily?
Our dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pass. All right, let them in.
Yeah, give him a treat. Should be all right.
Yeah. So, anyways, we had a great weekend. Let's see. Saturday was fun.
Skype.
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday was fun.
We decided because I tried to figure out Sunday was supposed to be the better of the 2 days. Saturday was already nice out, and it's like, geocaching would be cool, but because we're going to make a vlog and test out the Zen watch, and go with that. But I wanted to spend that on Sunday so that because it wasn't as windy. That's what it was. Saturday was more windy than Sunday, and so that makes better video. Is that
what was blowing the little arrow all around?
No, that was something totally different. And when you see our vlog and when we discuss it on the Geocaching podcast, you'll know what we're talking about.
I even wrote a review.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow. So that's pretty good for somebody who hadn't actually worn it. So.
Yeah.
Wow. So, anyways,
I just went by what I saw.
That's good. And we went through and we went to the state capital of North Carolina, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it was really funny. Her last phone melted the last time we tried playing Ingress, and so she's got a new Galaxy S5 just like mine, and it's like, hey, why don't we just for fun, because there's so many portals in this area.
Oh my God!
Why don't we just go have fun for an afternoon and just play Ingress and see what we could do? And she's fairly new. I was like level 5. She was like level 1.5.
No, I was not. I'm like level 3.
Okay. So, anyways, I thought, all right,
4.
This would be fun.
Yeah.
And I said, let's go. And so we go there. We park in my normal spot that I normally park, and we walk across the street into the grounds of the state capitol. And we're sitting there, and there's portals everywhere. Yeah. There's new ones that have
lights up.
They're completely neutral. There was some greens, there were some blues. Most of them were neutral. And it's like, hey, let's go because we can get a lot of points doing this. So we're sitting there and we're building on each one, and we build and do the resonators. If you don't know what Ingress is, you have to. There's a whole series of things that you need to do to these imaginary portals to get points.
Captain Biggins is a friend of ours.
Yes. Absolutely.
In Ingress.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yes.
So we go through and we start working on the second and third portal, and then the first one we did disappears.
I mean, we couldn't
get gone.
We were setting up portals, and they were just
knocking them down as fast as we were putting them up.
As fast as we were doing them, and I'm like,
what's going on? Because we saw one guy.
Yeah.
And he came by and he said, hey, how's it going? And I said, hi.
Well, I heard his phone go off, and I was like, I know what you're
doing. Yeah, so he said, yeah, I just started level 4, and I'm going to level 5, and I'm just having a good time today. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, these are going down like instant. And one guy is not going to be able to knock them down as fast as we can put them up. And sure enough, I look over to the other side of the courtroom. There's about 70 people over there. And I'm like, ha-ha! So we walked over, and it was funny because they're all, and I'm like, okay, who's blowing up our stuff? And they're all laughing. And you saw a combination of blue and green, which is resistance and enlightened. And it's like, what's going on? Apparently, this is a huge event. And we want to do a shout-out to the Triangle, or the Ingress Triangle Resistance, who was kind enough to actually say, hey, by the way, come play with us. And come have some fun. They were so nice. And apparently this, on Saturday, was a, like, around-the-world kind of event.
Yeah.
Where all Ingress players all over the place were just having at it.
Jamie talked like he was...
Oh, Jamie?
Jamie talked like he was... doing some big time stuff over there in Ireland.
Yeah, apparently he is a bigwig when it comes to Ingress, and we're talking about Static J if you don't know.
Static J, yeah.
And because we told him afterwards, we were putting pictures out on Facebook and that, and you can go check that out by checking out our Facebooks. And we were putting pictures out of the groups of people and talking about it and having a good time. And Jamie's like, well, wait a minute, are you part of the Triangle Resistance group itself? And well, we were going to set it up, but I know that takes time. He said, give me a minute. And he's like on the phone with the head Smurf, which for resistance are blues, the Smurfs against frogs or Kermits. And he's on there saying, okay, the HeadHardHat's on there, HeadHardHatress, here's their emails, here's their names, set them up. And it's like, dang, he's in Ireland. And he set us up. We were in the group and just ready to rock and roll.
ready to go.
Because apparently they do meetups about every 3 or 4 months or so.
Yeah, something like that.
And get together and just have these massive hoedowns and just have it out.
But everybody's just so nice.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is really fun. Yeah. And you get
apparently Duke Gardens and the Chapel Hill Botanical Gardens.
Right.
We need to hit them up too when it gets warmer.
Awesome. Good place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. See, that's
skinny.
Yeah.
Google Plus.
Geocaching has such a huge, wonderful worldwide audience and community, and apparently Ingress does too.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people who do Ingress do geocaching because we said, well, we're geocachers and we wanted to do some Ingress around here, and a bunch of heads nodded. So I knew there were people that knew what it was. So yeah, it was really, really cool. To be able to go through and just meet all these cool people. There was the one obligatory person with the PC that was keeping track of all the points, I guess, that you gathered from the group that day. And so, yeah, we're going to get back into it. It's kind of fun to just add that little extra. I mean, we probably won't play it a lot, but it's definitely something that, when they have the massive groups, that's when it's fun. Mm-hmm. Ingress, if you try going to play Ingress by yourself, it's just literally like taking your head and banging it on a brick wall.
Yes, it is.
Nothing happens.
Every once in a while, you can get something, but it's kind of rare.
Yeah, with two people, you've got a much better chance to do what you need to do because you're attacking the same thing at the same time. And we just actually, after the group kind of split up, we came in towards the end when we met everybody.
Yeah.
We spent the next, 3 hours, 4 hours? Walking around Raleigh, just having a riot.
We got so sidetracked that we missed an entire event that we were supposed to go to.
Yes.
And we started getting text messages, hey, where are you guys at? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We got caught up doing this. And
you know how it is with geocaching. When you go out and you're on a trail and you start doing, I'm just going to pick up 2 or 3 geocaches along this trail and then I'll turn around and come back. But you keep going.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, you're like 4 miles away from where you're supposed to be because you just kept going. And that's what we did.
And if you have any idea about what city blocks are like, then we were about...
Oh, we were out there.
We were about 8 blocks away from where we started. And then we had to come back. I mean, we walked a good 4 hours.
Yeah, it was awesome. So we just had a riot. We just had a riot.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that was Saturday. Had a good time with that. Mm-hmm. Sunday, I wanted to test out the Aces Zen watch. All right,
I gotta tell you, this watch, and as tech savvy as I am, I know some stuff about technology, but I mean, I'm not a complete.
No, you know some stuff.
Moron
you're not technically inept.
Right. But I wouldn't buy this watch for geocaching if...
Kickin' Chicken's on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just realized. Yeah. Hey, Kickin' Chicken, how you doing? Yeah. Bible Rick's on too. Cool.
I would not buy this watch for geocaching.
No. Matter of fact, we're giving spoilers for the vlog that we're going to have coming out. We actually spent most of the day recording. And I'll be honest with you, the whole test that we wanted to go out, one, I wanted to see how accurate the watch was with distance and with the arrow, the compass arrow. And not happy. Not happy at all. The thing that surprised me was the thing that I thought was going to die the quickest, and that was the battery. And we got good, let's see, I think we started at 11:30. We ended almost at 5:30.
I thought we started about 1.
Was it 1? I'll have to check the time in the vlog. Anyways, we got a good 4 or 5 hours solid use. Not only was I using it with CGO going to the geocaches, but we were also using it for navigation going from one place to the next in the car. And just so it was constantly on. And I was surprised with how long the battery actually did last.
I was too. I was very impressed with that, actually.
I thought an hour tops and it was going to be done.
I was very impressed with the battery, but geocaching?
Right now, basically, Taz 427 is
sorry for the spoilers on the vlog. But
well, you'll see it. It's
Yeah.
picturesque. It'll be a lot of fun to watch.
The video is more fun, but
Just to watch it. But the kicker was Taz actually is in contact with the guys that actually work with CGO, and apparently he's been reporting a lot of the same stuff to them that we came across as well. And so yeah, sorry guys, if you're gonna get a smartwatch with Google Wear to run for geocaching, wait till they tweak it. If that's the only reason you're getting it, because it needs to be severely tweaked on many things. But for everything else, holy cow, I love it. Absolutely love it. Especially since we're much more into the health stuff now. We're walking. We're trying to eat right. We're things.
Except for tonight.
For tonight, which we didn't walk.
No, and I was very bad.
Well, we actually, for the nights, because right now we've got 150 mile an hour winds and it's 20 degrees out. We have a video that we do now for those kind of situations where it's just not pleasant to be outside, and we get some good workouts
Holy
with that.
Cow!
Serious aerobics.
That woman tries to kill me. Yeah, that woman. That video is awesome.
Yes. And it's a good video. It's fast paced but not so bad that even chunky people like me can go to it and do it.
There's like an 80-year-old woman in there.
Yeah, but she's built like a brick ship house.
Yes,
I mean,
please don't say
dang.
it. Yes.
And there was another one too, very very voluptuous woman. She's probably in her, I would guess, mid-40s maybe.
Maybe.
And man, can she rock it! She just is for aerobics. Wow. And
she
we're
breaks out the whip, and I'm like, please don't make me do her stuff.
If she can do it, I'm going to do it.
Let's stop before they get to her.
Yes. So needless to say, we're having a good time when it comes to getting our health back and our endurance. And we're not really worried about losing weight as much as just trying to get it so that we can, when spring comes up in the next couple of months, that we can actually
Look, I just want to be able
survive.
to walk a mile without having to feel like I need a lung transplant.
And that's what this is doing.
Yeah.
So the idea with the steps and the watch, and it keeps track of, we're keeping track of how we eat, and we are not, but in any way, shape, or form, cutting down to like carrots and celery sticks. But we're thinking about what we're eating
and things like that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're going to have a whole show based on our insights. Take what it's worth. Yes, we're going to do a whole show as far as nutrition stuff that we're trying to do, because if we can do it, you can do it. And
sweet Jesus, yes.
So it's one of those things. And it's simple stuff. I mean, it's simple things like just simply being aware of, we use like MyFitnessPal and that thing is awesome, because what happens is any food out of just about any restaurant that you go to, all you got to do is type it in before you order, and it gives the calorie count, the sodium, the sugar,
what happened the first time you put something in? I
damn near shite myself because it's like, are you kidding me? So yeah, there's a lot of these restaurants where it's like, come for the food, come for the fun, come for the defibrillator, because holy crap. I'm just saying. So it's literally, I think out of the whole purpose of the watch and reading that before you order, is that you're not blindly ordering stuff. It's not like I'll take this, this, and this, and I'll eat it.
And a lot of people say, well, duh. Yeah, but
for us, that's not that easy.
What you don't get is there are people out there that don't do that.
Or don't even think about it. Don't even comprehend the idea. I'll get that double Whopper with cheese and a large order of French fries, and I'll wash that puppy down with a Diet Coke. I'm safe.
Or people will order a Whopper Junior and say, oh, well, that's half the calories.
Right, until you actually see what the calorie and the fat count is.
A Whopper has 65 grams of fat. And yes, fat people actually do know what
they know what this stuff is.
Content is.
They just continue to eat it.
Yeah, and there's an addiction thing to it. There's a
all
whole
sorts
process.
Of stuff. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke.
I do food.
I don't drink. I do food.
I would rather do drugs.
You could get cut off of that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I would rather do drugs.
So anyways, before we get too much into our stuff, we're going to have a whole show built on stuff like this, just awareness stuff. And a lot of you fine folks have already sent in to us some listener feedback about your health things that you got into. Somebody sent in about glaucoma. Somebody else sent in about heart awareness. Somebody sent in about diabetes awareness. So send your stuff in to us. And let us know, gsreboot@gmail.com, your health things that you want us to talk about. We're not going to go as an expert. We're not going about anything. It's just, hey, this is stuff that we found that you may need to be aware of.
We'd actually love to have a nutritionist on the show to talk about this stuff.
I am trying to find one, and I can't get it. And I would love to have a nutritionist. This is what I'd want. This is a section that I could put on geosnippits.com that you can check on a daily basis that just has a tip of the day that says this is the nutrition tip of the day, and have all of it associated somehow to outdoor hiking, geocaching kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then that way, maybe once a month or once every other month, have the nutritionist come on for 15 minutes and just talk about stuff. And it's not the kind, I don't want to go the way of, oh, you're going to drive us crazy with this and get healthy, whatever. I want to go with the concept of, I am not going to die. I mean, if you ever heard the old Bill Cosby joke about, he's sitting down at the park bench and he's eating carrots and celery sticks, and the old man sitting next to him, and the old man says, "What you eating that for?" And he says, "Because I want to live." And he looked down at the carrots and celery and he says, "Son, you're already dead." In other words, don't cut yourself so down because into health that if you like certain things and certain foods, go for it. Don't cut away everything. Just remember, maybe you want that small instead of a large, and cut it down that way. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go down to extremes. Mm-hmm. You just have to eat less, eat better, exercise more, and you will do better. So, like I said, we'll have a health show coming up pretty soon. Just if
anybody knows of a
so if you got no nutrition,
come on,
let us know. And we would love to have them on, like I said, probably every other month, and maybe come up with a way of coming up with a tip of the day or a tip of the week and go that way. All right, lots of good stuff. Anyways, to end up what was going on Sunday, we walked all over the place.
Oh, my Lord.
Had a great time.
Yeah, but I was so tired.
Oh, yeah. It was
good,
though.
It was a beautiful place, though.
We walked around a place called Lake Lynn in North Raleigh. Gorgeous. It's literally a lake made to walk around. It's got trails that are completely around it that tons and tons and tons of people do.
And the most interesting animal, goose, duck, I'm not really sure what
I heard it was called a pond chicken. That's what they called it, a pond chicken.
Who is they?
Some people on Facebook after I put the picture out. They said, "Oh, that's a pond chicken." Looked like a weird chicken. Duck to me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really, really beautiful, and the ducks and the Canada geese were very upset that we did not bring food for them.
Matter of fact, they had signs up saying "Don't feed the geese."
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, they got the signs up saying I can't feed you. I'm sorry. Yeah, and they would let me know. I said, I can't help you. And people would laugh at me because I was sitting there talking to the geese.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So anyways, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun, though.
And we got a lot of video, and I'm going to have that edited and put out to sometime, hopefully this weekend when I'm not done cleaning the studio. And go from there. So, yeah, folks, all right, we got about 3 more minutes before we start up with the show. The patron pre-show is going to be wrapping up here. Matter of fact, the cool thing is the whole reason why we're doing the show that we're doing tonight is because of what we ran into when we went to geocaching.
Oh, and to tell Taz, he got his fan fixed on his computer.
Yes, and I'll go into technical stuff later, but long story short...
You can do that later after the show.
Yeah, basically, I did figure out by complete accident how to get the fan to actually work.
So if we cut the show short, though, his computer has caught on fire.
If we smell smoke, then we know what's going on.
Well, thanks for everybody coming.
Yes, we have to flee
for our lives.
For our lives.
Find an extinguisher.
Yes. Thank you, squirting coffee out my nose. So yeah, good stuff. It's we had a lot of fun, and It was beautiful. It was just a gorgeous weekend, and then we walked right into this time of the week with the it's blowing out there. You can't hear it through what we have, but it is blowing wind, and
we're gonna be doing a lot of that video.
Man, I'm telling you, I'd much rather do that than go out and rest. So yeah, awesome stuff. So yeah, good stuff. We got a couple minutes left, but yeah, the reason why we're doing the show tonight is because, and I'll go into it in a couple minutes, so I'll just touch it here.
I can't really see anything.
People not being able to identify what poison ivy looks like, and what they associate through a lot of the old rhymes and ways to help people remember certain things, like leaves of three, let it be kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, they misidentify stuff when they do that. And that was the whole reason. We started up a little thing that we put out on the blog. I think actually we put it out on Facebook first, got such a good response. I put it out on the blog after that and on Google Plus, and got a huge response about that too. And so we thought, hey, it is February. We are going towards spring. Yes, believe it or not, folks from the north, it will be spring eventually. And so because of that, it's good to be able to have reference points to go back to and say, so what did poison ivy look like again? So we've got that. We've got a blast from the past. Jamie Davis, the pod medic, who was in episode, I believe it was 23, had a nice little 3-minute blurb about poison ivy from our first aid episode that I highly, highly recommend. We're going to have that on tonight. And if you haven't ever, first aid, that's still my favorite episode when it comes to first aid awareness, because we had an actual RN paramedic on the show being able to talk about real injuries that you can have while geocaching and what to do about them. And Jamie's a good friend of mine, and that's all he does. He does nothing but podcasts about medical stuff, and it's one of I think one of the best first aid episodes out there for geocachers is episode 23. So we'll be having a blurb out of that as well. And it is 8:30. I'm going to finish my coffee.
Go ahead. I'm explaining what happened to your laptop.
Okay.
In very technical terms, because that's how I roll.
Yep, long story short, BIOS got updated unknowingly, changed the temperature settings in the BIOS, and I had to figure out a way to get around that because there's no direct way of changing it, and figured out a way how to do it. So, yes, that's why we're not sounding like we're in a wind tunnel, having my laptop's CPU
and he gets
fan
to use his laptop instead of mine.
Yes, it's a good thing.
Which he doesn't like.
All right, folks, sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite snack. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is going to be coming. They're going to be coming up, actually, hopefully. I just heard a bing. All right, let me see if I can get into GeoSnippits Reboot.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Let's turn this on. All right. I think we can go on now. Yeehaw. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is going to start right about, now. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I'm here with the wonderful, the delightful, the very warm wife, Amy, who is wearing her very stylish sweater.
It has a hood.
It has a hood?
Yes.
So it's a wool hoodie.
It's not wool. It's very soft.
I actually saw a gentleman, he must have been in his 30s, at a restaurant yesterday in Raleigh, and it actually had a Captain America sweater with the hoodie, and the hoodie actually came down as a mask for Captain America. And I thought, where can I get one? I'm just saying.
See, you make fun of my sweater.
That's how it is. So very nice. She's keeping warm. Actually, it's very nice here in the GeoSnippits studios today because the bright lights raise the temperature and keep things nice, warm, and toasty. Because, baby, it's cold outside.
Yes, but I get cold.
Yes, she does. She has a temperature range of about 4.5 degrees, where it's either too hot or too cold. I'm just saying. Yeah. And right now the wind's blowing out there about 100 miles an hour, and it's like 20 degrees. We went from 70-degree days.
Oh my gosh, that was
on the weekend. Gorgeous.
Great.
Oh, it was beautiful. We got a vlog coming out. We got a brand new thing called the GeoSnippits Geocaching Quick Tips. We got number 1 out with Poke It With a Stick. And it's just cold. It's literally, it went from 70 degrees to today it's dropped down. Right now the temperature is 41 degrees. And like starting tomorrow till Tuesday, they're talking sleet and snow and all sorts of stuff.
Taz has to mow his grass.
Yeah, we brought that up on the Geocaching podcast yesterday.
My grass isn't even growing. It's all dead.
He's in Texas. So he's in the warm, swampy part of Texas, and he goes through, and literally, it's about time to start mowing the grass there. Now I can't tell you how Scott Burks and Corey Stevens feel being in Chicago and Montana.
There yet.
Well, they can't find their toes; they can't feel them. But let alone that,
Oh my God.
So we just love listening to Taz and his weather report when we start our show. Good stuff. Anyways,
he's like, ha ha ha, and they're like, you got to mow your grass.
Yeah. And there you go. It is February 12th, 2015. The next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the HeadHardHatress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. Well, not only geocaching. We got a little bit of Ingress coming at you too.
I hate Static J's not in the
I thought I saw him in there a little while ago.
No, Salty CA's here.
Oh, Salty's here, but Static
J's not.
Basically what happened is on Saturday, it was a little windy out, and it wasn't going to be good for filming the vlog because wind plays terrible with audio. So we decided we were going to do the geocaching stuff on Sunday, and I said, hey, we got our new phones. Let's go break them in and play some Ingress near Raleigh by the state capitol.
Melt now.
Yeah, so hers wasn't melt and turned into a paperweight. And the portals are just everywhere if you're familiar with Ingress. It's an interactive game, digital, and you go with that. And if you really want to learn about Ingress, go see Geo Gearheads, and Daryl W4 will tell you in spades how Ingress plays. So check out some of their Ingress episodes. But anyways, we wanted to go play, have some fun, and just spend an hour or two going on and play some Ingress. So we get there. We bump into basically about 70, 80 or more Ingress players. They had an event going on. And long story short, we had a great time with them. We want to do a shout-out to the Ingress Triangle Resistance. How you doing, guys? We're part of you now. Because there's two parts to Ingress. You have the Resistance and the Enlightened. And they go against each other, destroying each other's portals, and you go and have fun with that. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, we had a great time meeting up with them. And Static J, who's in Ireland. Holy cow, talk about small world and connections.
I was sitting in the living room, and I was IMing with Static J because he's like, check your instant message. I said, okay. Yeah. So I checked it, and he said, did you sign up with the Charlotte? I'm like, how does he even know about Charlotte? He's in Ireland. I said, no, Raleigh. And long story short, he was talking to these people.
Yeah.
While we were IMing back and forth.
He said, are you guys in the group with them yet? Well, we were going to sign up because they invited us when we were there to sign up for it.
Yeah, they said, be sure to go to this website, yada, yada. So we did.
Yeah.
And
next thing you know, he's like, well, I'm talking to the head Smurf, which blue, resistance, green, frogs, Kermit, that kind of thing. So he's like, yeah, I'm talking right now with the head Smurf. We're getting you in right now. Don't worry about it.
I said, you're not going to believe this, but he goes, what? He said, you mean the one in Ireland? I said, same one. Yeah, that's him.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was great.
Needless to say, we're in like Flynn, and we're ready to anytime the groups get together. Ingress is definitely a community group kind of thing that you want to do with multiple people, and so we're in now. Anytime they've got an event or how things are going, we're aware how that goes. And yes, and I'll let you know about 4K. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait. We're just looking at stuff in the chat room, and Jay Clemens 29 was asking some questions about the Galaxy S5. So yeah, so that's how it goes. And
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was, and we had a great time. Sunday was when we actually went out to do the filming for the vlog and actually do geocaching, and we had a great time. Walked all over the place, and just had a fantastic time. I was testing out, if you didn't see in the 100th episode, this is the Zen Watch. And with the Zen Watch, you can do geocaching.
Not very well.
Well, we're not going to give you all the spoilers because we got a vlog to come through. But let's just say the results were less than sparkling when it comes to things like that. And
there's a little arrow to it.
Yeah, not good. There's a lot of tweaking. If you want a really cool smartwatch that works well with your smartphone, and you're into communications and you're mostly geek, you're gonna love this. Don't get the smartwatch yet, just for geocaching, because not so good. Just saying. So, anyways, yeah, good stuff, and we'll give more information in the vlog, which should be coming out this week. I would think.
Okay.
But the other thing, the cool thing that we had did go out is something new that is brand new to GeoSnippits, and it is called the GeoSnippits Geocaching Quick Tips. And basically what that is, we found out that the type of viewer has changed over time. When I originally started GeoSnippits, yes, when I originally started out GeoSnippits videos, they were 8, 10, 12-minute videos that people loved to get information about different parts of geocaching. Times have changed. We've got still a ton of very, very talented people out there that are making vlogs. You got the geocaching vlogger, you got GC Doc, you've got GC Paul, you got all sorts of people that are out there still making fantastic videos. But when it comes to actual tutorial stuff, I have found that you have two types of people. You have the people that love things like this with podcasts, that they love to get the information on that kind of a format. And then we like the quick hits. A lot of the people just want quick, fast, 1-minute, 2-minute videos that people can just go in and say, I need to know about bushwhacking, what to do and what not to do. And then that's what the quick tips come into. It's literally 1 or 2-minute videos, very fast, very creative, very entertaining. And we got the first one out there called Poke It With a Stick, and that's episode 1 that just came out. And one of the situations that we ran into when we were out geocaching on the weekend, it's easier for me because there isn't the big setup like we used to do for GeoSnippits videos.
What did you do it on?
What's that? As far as the GeoSnippets?
Yeah.
Back then, we used to go through.
No, the little snippet.
It's on YouTube. So otherwise, I don't know what you're asking.
Which scenario from the weekend did you do?
The gnome hole. Poke it with a stick. We found this huge tree that had a huge gnome hole, and down about 3 or 4 feet was the geocache inside the gnome hole. And so that was a perfect example of why you want to poke it with a stick, because of the critters that could be inside. So it's literally a 1.5-minute video that just says, here's awareness of how things can be and why you should poke it with a stick before sticking your hand in there. So that's what that was. So quick tips are going to be coming in. You're going to see a lot of them because they're very easy to make, very informative. There's a lot of creative things we can do with them. And so look for out. We're going to actually have a website that's going to be made just for geocaching quick tips. So that's something new that we've just started. And hopefully for a lot of the geocachers nowadays that just want that fast information, now that's going to be available for you as well. So yeah, lots of stuff. Good things. All right, so you say to yourself, well, this is cool, man. Look at all the cool stuff. The pre-show's awesome. All this other information we're getting in through Amy and Andy. how do we get in touch with them? How do we get in touch with the show? How do we get more information from them from social media? Well, it's really easy. You can watch the live feed and join us in our worldwide chat room by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our social media links all over the place now. Just go to geosnippits.com and you can see links that will take you to every social media you can think of that we now have up to date, all of them. All the pages that we've had in the past that kind of got updated once in a while, they're all getting updated on a regular basis. Now we have a new way of doing this, and so you're going to get lots of information from all our shows and be able to get from that way. Plus, we have all our social media links, so Facebook, Google+, Twitter, you name it, we've got that as well. And all those are available off of the GeoSnippits website. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your questions, your comments, or suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to use that, especially for our friends who are international that don't want the charges. All you have to do is go to geosnippits.com, click on the Send Voicemail tab, and use our SpeakPipe application, and you get up to 3 minutes to talk about anything you want about geocaching. And many times people send in their milestones, they have their Ask HeadHardHat questions, they have anything that you want to know about the show, things that you want to see included, not included, added on subjects, all that fun stuff you can do right then and right there. And the cool thing is it is absolutely free, and you know what? By all means, please give it a try. All right, tonight we've got a little bit of different viewer feedback from Miss Amy, and why don't you go right off of that?
Okay. Says, hi, Andrew. I know that last year you did a podcast on 100 things any geocacher must do sooner or later. Thank you for that. Awesome Geocaching, which is where you found the list, is my blog. I wanted to let you know that I'm releasing a book based on the list. 200 things any geocacher must do sooner or later. It's a stylish black and white photo book with the original 150 things on the to lists, plus 50 more contributed by the community. I just wanted to see if you'd like to talk about the book. The release is likely to be by the end of February or early March, but people can already sign up to be notified as soon as it's out. Those who order within a week of the release will receive a 15% early bird discount. For more information about the book is available at awesomegeocaching.com/2015.
Yeah, we'll have the entire link right in our show notes, and you can check that out and take advantage of that 15% discount. We've also talked to, and thank you, Johan, for sending that in to us. We actually are going to be sent a couple of the actual books.
Awesome.
And so we're going to be giving those away as prizes. Yep. So that'll be coming very soon. And again, thank you to Johan talking about 200 things any geocacher must do sooner or later. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cache-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-Advance.com. Go find it.
And also by coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippets links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippets websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Yeah, don't forget we also have our Sponsors Corner, which specializes in each of the top 3 of our sponsors and with the different items of which that they'd like to let you fine folks know. Mm-hmm. We try to update as soon as we get information from them, and that way you can get kept up with the latest stuff that they've got available, and also discounts that are available with that as well. Really, really cool. Moving on. Yeehaw! Yep. Geocaching and poisonous plant encounters. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 101. You know, it is amazing how you can sit there and come up with all sorts of situations geocaching and then turn them into interesting topics, which is what we do here with GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast.
Let's just pick a plant and talk about it.
Let's pick a plant and talk about it. But why do that? Well, it's very, very interesting. We went through and on Sunday went over by Lake Lynn, and we were going through, and just before we went into that park, we were finding some other small, local, literally one lot size parks. I mean, they were dinky,
they were really
small,
pretty,
beautiful, very scenic. But the thing that we saw in
cute.
this area over and over and over was all these people saying, beware, poison ivy, don't go near here, this is terrible, oh my gosh, I couldn't even get near such and such, the poison ivy was so thick. So what's the first thing that I do? Oh, I got to check it out. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? And sure enough, we went to 2 of these parks.
And I am so allergic.
And she's very allergic to
poison anything.
Yes.
If it has the word poison in front of it,
yes,
my body is going, okay, should I itch now?
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, don't get me close to it. Is it poison ivy? He's like, no.
Okay. So let me see if I can bring up here. I don't know if this is the actual one or not. Hang on one second. And I'm going to see if I can bring up a share screen of the area that I want. And I think I have too many things up. So this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and see what you guys can't see.
And let's see if I can bring this up. There's that. I'm
looking at the screen, and the other things keep popping up.
Right.
And it's really weird for me because I can't see me talking now.
Right. Oh, so yeah, because you're not used to seeing yourself.
Well, I'm used to seeing myself, but when you pop up something else, I'm not used to like that. I'm not used to seeing that.
Okay. So this is something else that's going in.
He just keeps popping stuff up periodically, and I don't know what it is.
And I don't know why that's coming up from there. So that's not what I need. I need this. So let me do this. I'm going to close some of these down, and I'm going to close this one down, and that should keep things going there. And now I should be able to, as this goes up, share this and go here. Sorry for the technical. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yay, I just had too many screens up. So this is what we've got, folks. This is my blog. If you've never heard before of HeadHardHat's blog, this is it. And it's called Geocache. I'm Not Obsessed, right? HeadHardHat's Geocaching Insights. This has been around since 2008, and this is literally a geocaching smorgasbord when it comes to all the different things that you can do with geocaching. There's just tons and tons and tons of things that you can do with it. And so let me see if I can get this to move up and down here. All right, why aren't we moving? All right. Anyways, the part that they had on here deals with, I don't understand why that's not showing up like that. Hang on one second. And I will move one more thing here. This is one of the technical difficulties that you get to run through. So let me see if this actually moves it and goes from here. And that should work. So if you should be able to see this actually moving. Sorry for the slight. Yes. Okay. So now you can see it. All right. Good. So basically, this is the area that we did, and this is the blog post that I did at this particular time. And as you see here, this shows a very nice patch of green, and this is literally on Sunday that this is going in. And if you notice, there is just tons and tons and tons of this green ivy growing everywhere. And if you can notice, like towards the back, it's crawling up the trees. And a lot of people, for some silly reason, think that this is poison ivy.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it looks like leaves of 3.
Right. And actually, if you look at it very closely, that's actually, it's one
variegated.
leaf.
Yeah, it is one leaf.
It's one leaf. It's variegated.
Yes. And it has 3 points on it.
Yes, it actually has 5 if you really look at it. It almost looks like a Chrysler star.
But from a distance?
From a distance, it doesn't. And I guess if you're that terrified of
itching to death
and bad poison ivy-ness, you would want to stay away. But the kicker is this is what is known as English ivy.
Yeah.
Very popular in many cultures and many countries.
I wouldn't say popular necessarily.
It is in England. It is in Britain.
Is it?
It's everywhere. You have ivy everywhere. When you talk to somebody like Mark or Colin over at the UK or OBEEP
but is it
podcast,
popular or is it like kudzu?
No,
here?
it's used as coverage.
Oh, is it?
It's a coverage plant, and you can see why, because it covers everything.
Yeah,
and it goes
so
that
does
way.
Kudzu.
Yes, and actually kudzu actually looks, and we'll show you later on, kudzu actually kind of looks like poison ivy if you didn't know it. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is identifying plants that are and are not poisonous.
Yes.
And there are varieties with everybody, and let me explain one thing with that.
I don't touch hairy vines.
Okay, hairy vines, yeah, you stay away from those hairy vines. But the thing is, there are so many extremes for people. There are people that have mild cases of poison ivy. There are people that have severe cases of poison ivy. There are plants out there that most people are not allergic to, but some are. Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to be insensitive to some people and saying, well, this isn't poisonous, don't worry about it. Some people are just plain
But you know what?
allergic.
Some people can roll around in poison ivy and never
I don't have it. I don't get poison ivy.
Right. I do.
Yeah.
So you would have to go get the cash and sign my name.
Right. So needless to say, in this particular case, and we're going to get into some cool stuff with this, English ivy is not poisonous. Now, what it does have here is we have a picture of actual poison ivy. Now, one of the most famous sayings when it comes to any of the poisonous plants, because they all have one characteristic, is leaves of 3, let it be.
Yes.
And the reason why that is the case. Now, if you remember, the English ivy has 1 leaf, and it literally has 3 to 5, actually 5 points to it, but 3 main points.
Uh-huh.
If you notice here on the picture, the leaves of 3 actually are 3 separate leaves.
Yes. And
you're going to see one big leaf and usually 2 slightly smaller leaves underneath it. Those are 3 leaves. Mm-hmm. When you see a lot of the poison ivy as ivy, you will see clumps of 3, one on top of each other as it goes down the vine. It's always 3 leaves as it goes all the way down the vine. You notice that they have the serrated edges on the side, and you notice they're not variegated. They are green and no light streaks through them.
It's because they're evil.
They can be evil to some people. You really, and we're going to listen to Jamie Davis in a few minutes talk about poison ivy and what to do about it from our first aid episode. But just to go over some of the stuff, poison ivy, 3 leaves in clumps always.
But if you've been in it and you know it,
there's things to do, and Jamie will talk about that in a little bit. All right, the next one that some people are allergic to, but not as much as poison ivy, is poison oak. And if you notice, again, 3 clumps of leaves, 3 separate leaves, but they definitely look like oak leaves. Mm-hmm. And so these usually they don't clump up into bushes as much that I know of. I'm not perfect, but those are the only ways that I've seen them are little sprouts like this. Mm-hmm. But definitely 3 leaves, and they look like oak leaves. And we'll go into why poison ivy is so bad in a minute with Jamie as well. There's another one called poison sumac. I don't have a picture of that right now, but it is, for some reason, I see sumac all over the place. And it just happens to be allergic to some people as well. And we'll go over that as well. So poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac are the ones that tend to be the top 3 for a lot of places. Obviously, some countries don't have it. Some do. It depends on the territory. But we've got some of the other ones that we're going to talk about in a few minutes as well. Now, this is something interesting. The picture that I have next, it looks just like poison ivy. It's got 3 leaves. It's got serrated edges. Serrated. It doesn't have the variegated veins in it. This is not poison ivy. This is box elder. Box elder is not poisonous. Now, how do you tell the difference? One, obviously, if you see this right away, you don't want to go over and play with it. Just 'cause.
Right. So you just walk away and
you walk away and leaves the 3, let it be. But if you really want to know the difference,
you send somebody who's allergic to touch it.
No. What you have is box elder does leaves of 3. Directly underneath it are 2 leaves. Then another set of leaves of 3, and then 2 leaves. That's the difference.
Oh, okay.
So these are not poisonous plants.
Okay.
This is another one that people constantly say. I thought for years this was poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
It climbs on vines, it climbs up trees, it goes in bushes, and people go nuts with this all over the place saying, oh my gosh, this is poison ivy. It is not. It has 5 leaves, variegated, serrated, or non-variegated. It has serrated edges, but it has 5 leaves. This is Virginia creeper. Now, I have been told, and I did not know this, there are some people that are actually allergic to Virginia creeper.
Really?
I did not know this. I don't know why or how it works that way, but I heard some people do have a sensitivity, maybe not as bad as poison ivy, but they do have some sensitivity to it. To me, the people that have that kind of a sensitivity need to be careful wherever they go out in the woods anyways.
Absolutely.
So that's how that goes. They're allergic
to a whole bunch of stuff anyway.
Absolutely. So that's my blog post, and there's a link on here that takes you to where I got all this information. We're actually going to go there in a few minutes and go to that part. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up here, and we are going to stop our screen sharing and come back to you this way. So yeah, that's my blog and how that works with that one. We have something coming up next that is hopefully going to give you some information that you can use. Let me bring this up here. From Jamie Davis. And Jamie Davis is the pod medic, and he was in our episode way back, that episode 23.
Wow.
Yeah, where he had, again, one of the best first aid shows, I think, out there for geocachers, period. If you have any questions or comments about, or want to learn better about general first aid before you go out into the wilderness, check out episode 23 of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, because Jamie Davis is awesome. He's a paramedic. He is an RN. He does nothing but work in the medical community when it comes to the media. He knows his stuff, and we've got a 3-minute blurb here talking about poison ivy. So let's give that a listen. Okay, let's move on to another common thing that, matter of fact, I had a friend of mine next to me today scratching away at it. What is the best thing to do about poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac?
Avoid it.
Yes.
I know it's easier said than done. I get poison ivy pretty bad, and I live out in the woods, so I get it at least once or twice every summer. It's just a common problem when you live in the woods. It is really something that is best if you can recognize it and learn to familiarize yourself with how to recognize poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. However, if you do come in contact with it, you're so excited about this geocache you've been looking for, and you get there and you spot it, and then you turn around and realize you've been kneeling in the middle of a clump of poison ivy.
This happens.
And it happens. Well, now you got to say, what am I going to do now? Well, the poison ivy actually has an oil on all of its leaves and its bark, it's this oil that causes irritation to the skin. It's pretty pervasive. It lasts for a long time. In other words, if you are walking through poison ivy and you don't actually touch it with your skin, but you go home, kick off your shoes, and a week later go to put your shoes back on, you may still have oil intact on those shoes that will cause you to give yourself poison ivy a week after you've been in the woods, and you'll sit there and go, where the heck did I get this from?
Yeah.
So you need to be aware of that. washing your hands, washing your arms or points of contact with poison ivy within the first half hour with warm soapy water is really the best solution to get the oil off of you as best as possible. And to be very careful when handling your clothing after the fact. Make sure you're scrubbing underneath your fingernails, because anywhere you have that oil remaining touching yourself, anywhere on your body will spread it around. One common misconception is once the oil is gone, you cannot spread the poison ivy. So you're not contagious. The little blisters that you get on your skin, if they break open because you've been scratching them or they start to weep a little bit, that is just bodily fluid. It's not poisonous. It's not contagious. You're not spreading it to other parts of your body. What's likely happened is the reason it crops up in different areas at different times is that some areas got more of a dose than other areas. So it might take 3 or 4 days for a light dose to show up, where it only takes 1 day for where you got most of it. And so that's the common misconception, is that you've spread it. But after that first initial contact, once you've had a good shower and your clothes are clean and everything's cleaned off, it's unlikely you've spread it anywhere else. It just got to where it got to on the first contact.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Jamie. Yeah, that was great. Good information, and it's the oils. I read up some things about if you have poison oak, and what'll happen sometimes during the winter months that you can actually get is the vines that poison oak have, the leaves fall off during the winter. Mm-hmm. And you can touch the vines; they still have the oils on it, mm-hmm. So you can catch it that way. I have heard extreme cases of poison ivy where somebody has literally gone through and taken clothes off after being in poison ivy, say at a cottage, come back the next year, put the clothes on, and still get the oils that were on there from a year.
I tell you what, that stuff is nasty, 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 and I do not mess with it.
Yeah, the main thing, if you are that...
And I have actually had, and my dad actually had this, he was burning, because my folks live out in the country, and he was burning some stuff.
Oh yeah, the smoke.
The smoke.
You inhale it.
Inhale it.
That is one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to inhale the smoke. You don't want to eat the leaves, for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, but
I'm saying that's what happens to people. Kids will chew on it.
The smoke will get on your skin.
Yes, and get infected.
And he didn't know it.
Yeah, it's something you definitely have to be very cognizant of, and go from there. And just be careful. All right, the next one that we have some stuff set up for you here is we're going to do another screen share here. And
let's hope my chair doesn't fall.
Okay, I'm going to share this. Now this is interesting. What this is, and I want to make sure that we're broadcasting this so you can actually see it. We are. Awesome. All right. This is the area that I actually got the information. All the links to all the information that we have is going to be in our show notes. Just go to to GeoSnippitsReboot.com, where we keep all our episodes, both podcast and video cast, and our show notes, and just check out episode 101, and you can get all this information yourself. This is some of the plants, and this is from the native and naturalistic plants of Carolinas and Georgia. And obviously I understand this is regional, but good points and good stuff to show you through here. We had talked about kudzu, the plant that ate the South.
Oh my God!
It is everywhere down here. But take a look at this upper left-hand picture. Kudzu is leaves of 3. Very, very big leaves. And when you see kudzu, they are huge. So just to let you know, they're very, very large plants. They are leaves of 3, but if you notice, the edges aren't as serrated as the other ones. These are not poisonous, but you will find them in huge, covering forests. I'm not kidding. When it comes to that, they will cover entire trees in thick green and just spread.
Yes.
The plant that ate the South. This other one is also a version of kudzu. A little more oakish looking. Again, not poisonous at all. This is called water ash. and it actually has.
Looks like wafer ash.
Is it wafer ash? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks like wafer
this one also has leaves of 3 little white flowers, which you will actually see with poison ivy. Notice it's a little more variegated and no serrated edges. This is not poisonous. And then we've got our buddies here. Eastern poison ivy. Leaves of 3, usually 1 big one with 2 smaller ones, just as we talked before. These are just other versions of the same thing of poison ivy. Very interesting in how they grow, and I'm sure different varieties all around the world.
Oh, fragrant sumac. So it lures you in with its fragrance.
And then zaps you.
And zaps you.
Okay. Poison oak. Different versions of that. Those definitely look like oak leaves. And different versions. Again, looks very oakish to me. Leaves of 3. Notice the little flowers underneath.
Starting to itch.
There are different parts. We do have a lot of episodes where we tend to want to itch.
Dave.
So yeah, you different times of year to have different potencies of how much you are going to get zapped by these. And good thing to check those out.
Oh, and look at the waxy leaves down there.
And that's it. Now, see, those aren't poisonous. These are fragrant sumac. Leaves of 3, very waxy leaves.
Yeah.
Now, for some people, I heard they are poisonous, just not as much. So if you know that you are allergic to sumac, stay away.
Yeah.
That is something that you just don't want to mess with. But yeah, interesting stuff.
No, there's your box elder.
And there's the box elder that we talked about, leaves of 3, then leaves of 2, and then, of course, Virginia creeper. So those are the ones that, non-poisonous and poisonous. And, again, you can get all this information off our website and go from there. Now, we can't go away without talking about some of the things that come from other parts of the world because we got a worldwide audience. And
still sharing.
And we will find out in a second if we are or not. I should, let's see. Yes, we are. These guys are actually, from what I understand, they are very prominent in Europe, but I also found out they are actually in the United States as well. They are known as nettles. And
stinging nettles.
Stinging nettles is what these guys are.
Oh, okay.
And the thing apparently that is like really bad, and I've actually, I could have swore I've seen these. If you see large, thick plants with what look like spikes, syringe needles coming out of them, those very well could be stinging nettles. And not only do you get a choice of...
A choice. You get a choice.
You get a choice of getting stung up by the needles or the irritation that comes afterwards.
Ugh.
This is something that you don't want to mess with. You get a lot of pain and suffering when it comes to that as well. So, yeah, stinging nettles, and I've seen these plants before. They kind of have the flowery green, and just the spikes on here are what nail you. And I heard the leaves as well also have spikes on them. And they will cause all sorts of grief and misfortune.
Looks like a weed.
It is a weed. And that's what it is. And these guys are out there, and I have seen them before. I know I have.
That looks like
I just haven't played with them because I see all the needles, and I go, I don't want to play with this.
Looks like something in the redhead's backyard.
Oh, yeah?
Backyard.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So, yeah, and I know it's all over Europe. I know it's over different parts of the United States. Seattle, I know, have a lot. I know New York has a lot because they hit a whole thing. As a matter of fact, this website is based out of plants in New York. So, yeah, just tons and tons of types of them, and yet I don't remember ever getting stung by one.
I don't remember ever getting stung.
Matter of fact, I remember listening to Dr. D. Stuff. Dr. D and Mark last weekend were out, and I guess Dr. D was doing some dances through nettles. And,
I bet he was.
Going through that. So, yeah, really good website. Again, we'll have another one of this that's in there as well. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about, let's see if I've actually got this
Giant
here.
Hogweed.
Hogweed. I thought somebody made this puppy up.
We literally thought Dave was kidding.
I thought Dave the Bear was kidding when he sat there. Let me make sure we got the right one. All right. He came through and he said, all right, one of the plants that you really got to be aware of is giant hogweed. And I'm like, come on, you made that up.
Yeah, I know.
Holy cow, Bullwinkle.
He is not kidding.
This is a plant that came out of, I think, out of Europe, if I remember correctly. This was brought over into the United States in the early 20th century.
Why can't they keep it? Why do people got to keep bringing stuff over here like that?
Because it's pretty. It
will kill you.
It's an ornamental type flower. It looks like queen's lace. This sucker gets 15 to 20 feet tall.
And will hurt you.
It is amazingly huge, and it is very, very unpleasant to be contacted with. What happens is there is sap that comes out of this thing. If it touches human skin, and you touch, and it's out in sunlight,
it will burn you.
It will literally cause burns, blisters, burns, major irritation. And the kicker is, and this just blows my mind, once you are infected with it, going out in the sunlight at any time up to 6 months to 6 years can recause the burn. So you have to stay out of the sunlight for that affected area.
Apparently, Australia doesn't have plants that want to hurt you, just crocs, snakes,
everything else that wants to
sharks,
kill you.
and
Yeah.
drop bears.
Yes. Hogweed was very...
It's just the animals.
Yeah, it's just the critters. So literally in Europe, this is huge. In
Virginia, apparently they have them.
Well, there's like 6 or 7 states now. It came down from Canada.
Thanks, Canada.
Thanks, Canada. And literally, it's in Michigan, it's in Virginia, it's in Florida. It is in a bunch of other places because people said, "Oh, pretty, let's put it in the garden." And away it ran. It's basically as prolific as kudzu.
Awesome.
So it can
At least
spread.
kudzu doesn't kill you.
Yeah. So this stuff
or burn you.
Yeah, this stuff is nasty, 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 and it's huge. I mean, it's not like you're not going to see it. But yes, giant hogweed is another one of our plants.
If it looks like Queen Anne's lace and is giant.
Yeah, just leave it alone because that stuff is 6 years it can go up to with that. So yeah, that's what we have. And just amazing.
He's like, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. So good stuff, good stuff. We hope you enjoyed our little segment of if you're not itching and twitching now by the time you're done with this.
I'm already scratching, whatever.
Good stuff. All right. Let me get the cart out here.
Salty says you are welcome. From Nova Scotia.
That's right, and just good times. And we hope you get some information with there. The whole thing is to be able to identify because there's some beautiful scenic stuff that you may not be able to go to because you think it's poison ivy,
and it's really not.
Or there's other places where you think, oh, what a pretty place,
and it's really not.
And it's poison ivy. Yeah. Just saying. So we hope this has informed you. Get the information off of go to GeoSnippitsReboot.com, episode 101, and get all this other information and check it out. And keep it in your repertoire of geocaching knowledge. All right, yeah. Good stuff. Let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And also we wanted to do a quick reminder to you fine folks. Thank you to all our patrons out there. You literally help keep the lights on. We went through most of our major bills now, so we're set for until the end of this year. We've got ones that literally happen each month, so your help is constantly needed. But the big bills have been taken care of. Thank you so much. We literally keep the show going for another year, and without your support, we just couldn't do it. But please don't let that slow you down. If you're considering to become a patron, we've got a lot of cool contests and a lot of cool benefits coming up this year. Some we haven't even disclosed yet that'll be geared for the patrons to help encourage you fine folks to help support the show. And again, thank you to the people that are, and thank you to the ones that are considering coming on. You can't come on too soon, just to let you know. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. All right, it is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. Let me explain what this is. We have some of the best geocaching companies in the world that want to tell you fine folks about their products and services. To do that, what they do is they give us some of those products, and we turn them around and turn them into prizes, give a little blurb about the company, show the prizes that are the products that they have, and turn them into prizes and give them to you. And that's what our Geocaching Cache Stash is. We've been doing that almost since day one, and just, 101 episodes. Figure it out. That's a lot of prizes.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Can you explain that again?
Absolutely. We give prizes to them fun people so that they can win stuff and be here. It's a good thing. So every week we have a geocaching cache stash. And last week was episode 100, Miss Amy. What was the prize and what was the question?
Prize from Cache Advance is Dr. B's Cache Repair Kit.
Yes, ma'am. If you want anything you need for, and this is a cute little pouch, very heavy duty, and has all sorts of little things in here for repairing a geocache. Fits in any pack. Nice to have because you never know when you need that empty log bag or duct tape. Just saying. Good thing to have, Dr. B's Cache Repair Kit. Thank you, Lisa, from cache-advance.com.
Yep. Okay, the question was, what state does W.V. Tim currently live in?
I know that this is like saying who's in Grant's tomb, but it was our 100th episode. We were happy. We wanted to celebrate. We wanted to give something super easy for you fine folks so that you could answer it and have a chance at that cool prize. And so what I have here is my random number generator. And in here has a number 1 between that and the total number of correct answers we got for episode 100. And I'm going to hit the generate random number generator.
Wow.
Yes, and she's going to flip her magic geocoin. Now what happens is, if it's heads, we go from the top of the list down whatever this random number is. So if it's 4, it's not 4. We would go 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top, and that would be our winner. If it's tails, we'll go from the bottom of the list up 4. That would be our winner. And this week, Miss Amy, are we going heads down, top down, or tails bottom up?
Heads.
Ooh, all right. Well, actually, the number this week is almost the exact number of all the people that got correct answers. So this one's kind of, let's see. That would be this one. All right. Let me make sure that I go through here. And the winner is West Virginia, which is correct. Duh, West Virginia, Tim. And the winner says, thanks for a chance to win, Professor Crafty. Professor Crafty, you won that fantastic prize from cache-advance.com. If you would, Professor Crafty, if you would send to us your email, or your address, I should say, send it through gsreboot@gmail.com, and we will get that prize out to you as quick as possible. Again, congratulations for episode 100 goes to Professor Crafty. Wow, cool stuff. All right, let me get this off. I had that marked yes. Good. Excellent stuff. All right, good things. Let's see. We got the answers there. You're going to say, hey, wait a minute. That was a cool prize. I've heard of them giving away geocoins. I've heard of them giving away cool swag. I've heard of them giving away great geocaching cool stuff. How do I get into this? Well, you can't win it if you don't play. And to do that, all you have to do to be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Stash is, 1, send in a correct answer. That helps. And you need to get it in for episode 101. You need to get it in by this upcoming Wednesday, which is February 18th, 2015. Email it to gsreboot@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put Q1 episode 101. That's how we distinguish between the different emails that come in. So again, gsreboot@gmail.com, subject Q1 for episode 101. Now you say, what's Q1? Well, Q1's for question 1. All correct answers will be put into a drawing just like you saw. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, and you know who you are, we have a second prize that we give right then, right there, actually towards the end of the show. And we do a Gmail race, and we give away a prize right then and there.
An email race.
Yes, an email race. Did I say Gmail race?
Yes,
it's like saying Kleenex. Anyways, we do that at least once a month. Sorry, folks, not tonight, but, we only got 2 more weeks of February left.
Yes.
I might be betting that next week a little bird might be sneaking out a special prize that we're going to be talking about that you might be able to win live on the show if you show up next week.
Maybe an after Valentine's Day gift.
Oh, that would be cool. So let's see. Maybe next week. We do it at least once a month. All right, Miss Amy, what is the question for this week's show, episode 101? What is the prize?
The prize is a satellite tracker thing for your car.
Satellite tracker thing. Yes, indeed. We love these. These come from cash-events.com. This turns your car into a trackable, which is really popular, especially if you do events. This one happens to be in the shape of a satellite. It has the oh-so-secret code that I'm not showing the whole part to. And this goes to the winner for next week's show. And it goes, these are neat. I love those. Yeah, there are people that I know that just do nothing but go out to events and just get those trackables. The
last event I went to, I went around and searched vehicles. I look like a parking ticket person. Taking pictures of
you go to Geo Woodstock, or you go to any major event or any minor event for that matter.
Yeah, I was going to say.
People are just wrapping up, taking. Actually, they don't even write them down. They just take the pictures.
Take pictures. Yeah, that's all I did, and I did it later. Anyway,
awesome.
The question is: there is something you, as a geocacher, should do when taking swag items from geocache. What are you supposed to do?
Ooh, one more time.
What are you supposed to do as a geocacher when you take swag from a geocache?
What is the principle, or what's the process? Take something from a geocache. What you supposed to do? Give us our answers. Send it in for question 101, episode 101, and we will go out next week and give away that cool satellite trackable tag. I love that. That's awesome. All right, folks. Good stuff.
I like my tickle turn better.
All right. Moving on. All right. We hope you enjoyed today's show and got a good set of information. The idea is to help keep you guys informed and keep you safe out there geocaching so you don't go out and just have a irritating day. Just saying. So we hope you enjoyed this show.
What'd you look at me for?
I don't know. Just... You're the second banana, I kind of figured. Anyways, let's move on. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Please, if you're considering to become a patron, please do so. It literally helps keep the show running, and we've got literally expenses each month, all through the year. So we could use all the help we can get, just saying.
And I'm not second banana. They like me better.
All right, I'm second banana. And if you heard about the banana geocache, I'm just saying... That's not a banana. That's my nose.
I heard
Long story.
Believe
it or not, just off key, completely off subject. We're ready to end the show anyways. Apparently somewhere, and I didn't get the exact place of where it's at, somebody who was a groundskeeper saw a banana hanging from a wire on a tree, called the police, who called the bomb squad.
They thought it was a...
They thought it was a banana, really, because terrorists want to blow up trees with bananas.
Pine tree.
Pine tree.
Push that over. Come on.
Wow. Just saying.
Anyway.
So, yeah, the world of geocaching can be very, very interesting. Cool stuff. Become a patron. Tell other geocachers about our show. Let them get into this tutorial information of which we like to bestow upon your persons. Forsooth. I don't know. It's the end of the show. I'm getting punchy. Time to get out of here. All right, folks. Have a great one. Have a safe one. And Miss Amy, go ahead and wrap it up.
We want to thank our sponsors, cash-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. We want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith for whatever. Thanks.
Whatever.
Thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. Want to say a special thanks to the ever delightful wife Amy. Whatever. And coming up on upcoming shows, going over the new advanced search features and how to use them will be coming up in a not-too-distant show. We talked a lot in the pre-show about health stuff because Amy and I are going through a lot of things right now as far as trying to become more healthy. We've come up with a lot of cool insights that we'd like to pass on to you fine folks because you might be in the same boat we are and might get to grab some of the golden nuggets, not chicken nuggets, but just nuggets of information about health, and we're going to have a show coming up with that. Please make sure you mark your calendars for March 12th. March 12th, we're going to have the guys and the committee members from GeoWoodstock 13 coming in to be our special guest. Amy and I are already booked up for GeoWoodstock. We can't wait. This is going to be a lot of fun. We actually have a booth that's set up in the pavilion. We're going to have actually do a podcast there. We're going to do interviews. We're going to have a lot of fun. And
we're not going to work the whole time.
We're not going to work the whole time because I've been told this. We're going to have a lot of fun. And the kicker is they want to make this a giga. The first giga.
Yes. So if you have signed up, put will attend on geocaching.com.
Do it for each person. Don't do it for a group. Do it for each person that's going. Because they want to get a giga, but they got to get so many in before geocaching.com will allow that. So make sure you get over there to GeoWoodstock 13's webpage. Make sure you put in will attend if you plan on going, and get that in sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right, folks, we'll see you next week on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling, scratching, irritated, poison ivy-ish episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Not really.
Not really. We have a lot of fun anyways. We hope you do, too. See you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of the show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media sites. Contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or use our website Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHard production. I'm going to try that again. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2015 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. Wow. Good show. Just makes you want to itch, though. Just saying. But it's good. It's good to know all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just hopefully that little seed where you're walking around and, if you do realize what you just knelt down in a pile of poison ivy, what to do. Get those clothes clean, get your hands washed, and sooner the better, which is soap and water. Or you
say, hey, look at that.
Don't touch that.
What is it?
Yes, there are times where you will come up, if you are allergic to poison ivy, and if you notice that the geocache is surrounded by said poison ivy, leave the geocache alone, go someplace else. Just saying. Good stuff. All right, folks, have a great one. Have a safe one. Weather's going to get nuts again. We want you to be safe out there. Be prepared, and make sure that you take all your precautions and keep hydrated while you're out geocaching because you just never know. We hope you have a great one. We'll see you next week on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Bye-bye.